there, my name is Julian McPeak and I work for the PR and Communications Department in Air Arabia. Air Arabia's Board of Directors has asked that a risk assessment and report be issued each fiscal quarter. This puts necessary procedures in place in the event that a crisis would occur and helps prevent crisis in the first place. In addition, this brief presentation is meant to serve your crisis assessments team once they have been compiled. Some background on Air Arabia. It was established in 2003 through an Asian Emiri decree and is the Middle East's first and largest low-cost carrier airline. An LCC varies from other full-service airlines in that it has a homogeneous fleet, single-class cabin, offers no complimentary onboard services, no frequent flyer program, and maintains direct point-to-point flight plans. Its home base is in the United Arab Emirates in the Sharjah Airport. Some further background information is that it flies to 70 cities in over 66 countries in the Middle East. It boasts a 27-jet fleet of Airbus A320-214s. Air Arabia is also a PJSC, a public joint stock company, which means it's traded by both individuals and corporations. Air Arabia's mission is to pay less and fly more. Through maintaining a low and simple fare structure, motivated and multifunctional employee teams, high operational standards, and a constantly growing catalog of destination sites, Air Arabia seeks to serve the Middle East and its surrounding countries with exceptional low-cost air travel. Its stakeholders include citizens, board of directors, and its stockholders and investors, while its competition comes through both international and local low-cost carriers. This crisis assessment has been broken into two different types of crises. The first are intentional, which can be defined as those crises that are caused by the intentional acts of others with questionable motives. 6 categories have been identified: terrorism, employee relationships, sabotage and violent acts, poor risk management, hostile takeover by competing airlines, and unethical leadership. Conversely, unintentional crises can be defined as those which are unforeseeable and unavoidable due to the nature of natural or unplanned events. 6 categories have also been identified here: natural disasters, disease outbreaks, unforeseeable technical interactions, product failure, economic downturn, and disgruntled passengers. In general, the ability to handle issues before they become a crisis resides in having a crisis prevention plan and process in place. First, a crisis team should be formulated, with members of all levels of management from many different departments. Then, a pre-crisis plan begins with environmental scanning. This scanning includes being familiar with different news sources while constantly monitoring current airline stocks and statuses. Weather should be tracked, and employee charting and diagramming should be constantly occurring. Constant environmental scanning of the industry should always be in motion. Then, a designated team of spokespeople with a wide array of knowledge in place to handle media, press, and other publicity details needs to occur. There should be a constant collecting and analyzing of this industry data and company information. From there, warranted preventative measures can be set in motion. Then, a follow-up evaluation should be performed to ensure that the change has indeed reduced any risks. The crisis management team should be flexible in order to relate to a multitude of crises and should also be made public to all Arabia staff and personnel. The top 5 risks assessed for Air Arabia are economic downturn and hostile takeover by competing airlines, natural disaster, poor employee relationships which can lead to sabotage, unforeseeable technical interactions and product failure, and then disgruntled passengers. A complete count of risks assessed can be reviewed in the assessment report. However, it is important to at least introduce to you the top 5. A brief description of these top 5 crises can be seen on the slides that are playing through this presentation. We will discuss them only briefly. Economic downturn and hostile takeover by competing airlines can mean a loss of stock, less air travel due to cost, and mergers that occur such as United and US Airways. There are several recommendations included on each slide as well. Second are natural disasters. They're completely unexpected and can occur at any time. They include earthquakes, hurricanes, fires, floods. They result in a loss of equipment and a delay of flights. They're very important because weather is a huge factor in air travel. Third are poor employee relationships and sabotage. Because Air Arabia relies on good customer service for their passengers, poor employee relationships would lead to disruption in the overall services Air Arabia provides. This can occur through a lack of respect between corporate levels and can lead to sabotage of equipment or procedures. Fourth are unforeseeable technical interactions and product failure. Airplane crashes are rare, however, technology failure is not. This can include product recall or failure, failure of technologies on jets, in towers, and on runways, and can result in damage to equipment or even death. Malfunctions on Southwest Airlines flight and mixed tower signals due to technical error in Oklahoma City are both examples of these. Lastly, or fifthly, I should say, are disgruntled passengers. This is not necessarily a crisis, but if not properly managed, this issue can quickly turn into a crisis. This passenger disgruntlement is brought on by delayed flights, missing baggage, or ticketing prices, and it may lead to reputation damage for Air Arabia. The remaining 4 crises are mentioned below: poor risk management, unethical leadership, disease outbreaks, and terrorism. Please be sure to review the assessment report for further information on the assessed risks that were both presented and not presented in this presentation. Thank you for your time and attention. Further investigation of these crises and how to properly prepare and manage them should be made top priority within Air Arabia. Thank you and have a good afternoon.